For the first time in weeks, some churches were able to once again hold service in front of people, but not exactly in a church.
Yeah, after the county altered its order, they were able to have services, but with some restrictions. Channel 9's Deshaun Brown shows us what Sunday service is like in the age of the pandemic.
And the pastor told me they actually built this stage to accommodate holding service in the parking lot. In some ways, he believes that the shelter-in-place order has helped their church to grow.
If we ever have needed to pray for America, we need to pray for America now. Amen.
Bishop Dan Carter is back to center stage. Like many, the worship leader at Charlotte's Eastway Church of God has been adjusting his preaching through a worldwide pandemic, from going digital to drive-ins.
We did it one week and then they said we couldn't do it, so we didn't.
It's been hard on me because I'm a hands-on pastor. Can't visit my folks in the hospital, can't go for surgeries.
This weekend marks the first since Mecklenburg County leaders lifted restrictions on drive-in church services, but with a few conditions.
Please don't get out of your car unless it's an emergency.
They asked that leaders not serve communion and for worshipers to leave space between cars and keep windows partially closed.
It's better than not doing anything. It was a blessing.
It'll touch your heart when they come driving in and waving at each other through closed windows, you know, but at least they have an opportunity to be together.
Bishop Carter says his church has been fortunate with no knowledge of anyone who's been personally infected, but there has been an impact.
Our denomination has lost several pastors, you know, across the nation.
Carter says they've also grown as a church, streaming services online for the first time.
This is the first time we've done it, is with the quarantine. And I don't think I'll ever stop that because it's an opportunity for us to get into places that we just can't get into otherwise.
And the county manager says this was possible in terms of lifting the restriction because so many worship leaders have been cooperative in terms of not holding services in person. They believe that's helped to flatten the curve. Back to you.
And on Friday, the county manager made that decision to open up churches, but only as drive-up worship. And as Deshaun said, under the new rules, people needed to keep their car windows partially closed and no communion, and are also restricted from having any contact with others outside of their car and are being asked to park a space away from other cars.